Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So for the class today, we continue to related to the partial derivative for the implicit function. Okay. So the first thing, what is the implicit function? Okay, this is example the implicit function. 9xy minus cos xy equal 1, exponent xy plus 1 equal to 0, zx xyz equals sin n. So the easy way that you can identify the implicit function is it. So you already know the fxy equal to z. Okay, fx y z equal to, let's say we use w. Okay, so the implicit, that's mean the z, okay, let's say the z include in the function. Okay, include into the function. Let's say previously you fx y equal x square plus 4y. Let's say this one. So or z equal x square plus 4y. So z not obtained, not present in this function. If the z not present in this function, so this one not implicit. But if the z have the repeated here in this function, so they have again. Okay, usually if you have the w equal xyz plus xy kuasa 2 and so on, so w tu not appear again. But if they have the appear again, so let's say this one z they have z here, so this one we call as the implicit. So this one implicit for the first order, you know, f y equal something. So y not here, let's say x square plus 4, so y not appear here, so this one not implicit. But this one y appear in this function, so this one we call as the implicit. So this is the way how you can determine the function is the implicit or not. So you already know the fx y equal z. So z ni, the z function here, so the z they have the either variable of the x or y, similar this one z. Okay, this one we call as the implicit function. So how to solve the implicit function? So the first step, okay, let's say the function is the f x y, okay, equal z. So you know z the content of the x and y. Okay, so let's say the example x square y plus xz plus yz square equal 8. So here you know, here z is the repeated, okay, obtaining in this function. So this one we call as the implicit. Okay, implicit function. So how you can solve for the implicit function? The first step you can solve using the formula, and the second direct differentiate. So the formula here, if you using the formula here for the zx or partial z partial x, so you can find negative function, differentiate the function respect to the x, divide by differentiate the function respect to the z. Okay, if you want to determine the zy or dz dy, so you should negative function of the y divide by partial derivative respect to the z. Okay, this is the if you want to using the formula. Okay, I will show you both step, both method to solve for the implicit partial derivative. So let's say you have the x square y plus xz plus yz square equal to 8. Okay, you have this implicit function. So the step you need to integrate both sides. Differentiate both sides. Differentiate both sides. Step number 2. Okay, this one for the direct. Where is they have the z? Okay, where is the function content of the z? So you make it simple. So make it simple by product rules. So x dia akan multiply y akan multiply z. Sorry, x multiply z. When they have the z, you need to use the product rules. Okay, when you find this case, you using the product rules. Okay, so this one you differentiate both sides. So you differentiate partial derivative, determine dz. Kita determine dz, partial dz dx. So what is the answer for the partial dx? Determine. Okay, so dx. Okay, dx. So both ni partial dx x kuasa 2y plus xz plus yz kuasa 2 and partial respect to the x 8. Okay, so first you partial here. Partial for this one respect to the x, so you akan dapat 2xy. Okay, and then you partial partial here xz. Bila ada xz gitu, ada xz. Okay, xz, so you need to use the product rule. So this one you use u. Oh no, tak nampak. U, this one akan jadi v. Okay, so the formula for product rules, u prime v plus v u v prime. So you pilih x, v you pilih z. So du dx dapat 1. So dv dz dx, so you akan dapat partial this one, you akan dapat z partial dx. Okay, so you substitute dalam ni, so you akan dapat plus u prime 1 v z, so dapat z. So yang ni pula ux plus x darab dengan z prime adalah z dx. Okay, so settle ni. Yang ni untuk, tak nampak lah mana sini. Okay, ni settle untuk this one. Okay, and then you solve for this one. Sama juga ada yz, so you kena pakai product rules. Tukar kali lain sorry tak nampak. Sakitnya mata. So you tukar dengan produk U, Y jadi U, Z kuasa 2 dah jadi V. Okay, so U Y U prime du dy du dy you dapat 1. So Z square V partial X. So you akan dapat 2. You differentiate respect to the Y, so you akan dapat 2 Y Z. So this one Z, they must still have the partial respect to the X. Okay, so you substitute here. So the plus dengan sorry. This question was asking for the partial X. So this one you need to partial U partial X. So partial X, this one you dapat 0. Okay, ni betul ni saya buat X, this one saya buat Y, saya terkeliru, confused. Okay, so sebab the question ask for partial Z partial X. Okay, so partial U per dx, so sini no X, so dapat 0. So you use this formula, U prime kosong kali dengan ni dapat kosong lah. So U Y, so yang tinggal yang ni pula, U equal Y. So V dia adalah multiply dengan plus dengan multiply U multiply V prime dia is the 2YZ partial X. Okay, so this one is simplify. Betul tak 2YZ partial Z, 2YZ partial X, 2YZ partial X. Okay, 2Z. So ni you differentiate here. This one salah. Should be bila you differentiate respect partial implicit this one, so you akan dapat 2Z partial respect to X. Okay, bila you kali baru you dapat this one pun salah. Buat duluan do the correction. So you akan dapat you kali ni. Okay, so Y 2Z partial respects to the X. Barulah betul. So and then you differentiate here respect to the X, tak ada X here, so it equal to 0. And then you need to simplify. So bila you simplify, dz ni you bawa lah. So 2x you boleh buat keluar dengan z ni. Okay, bawa ke sana. So you akan tinggal x z partial dx, okay, plus 2yz partial dx, so equal negative 2xy minus z. Okay, 2xy minus z ni yang ni boleh bawa ke right side. So this one you boleh factorize. So partial x z plus 2y z. Dah confused dah. dz do y dz. Okay, so this one dz so you bring the factorize here. So dia tinggal, sorry ya. So dia nak dia want to determine dz dx, dz dx, dz dx. So dz dx dikeluarkan, dz dx dikeluarkan. So x plus 2y. Silap lah ni. X plus partial z, partial z bukan z partial z dy. Ni you akan dapat dv dx equal partial z dx. Okay, so this one you akan dapat 2z okay, 2z, this one dapat 2z mana 2z dz dx. Okay, kita tinggal z saja. Okay, so simplify 2y z equal negative 2y minus z, and then you can get the answer is the dz dx equal negative 2xy minus z x plus 2y yz. Okay, this one direct direct differentiate. Okay, if the question never mention either you want to use the direct differentiate or formula, so better you use the formula. Formula is quite easier than the direct differentiate. Differentiate ni, if you using the differentiate, sometimes you make the mistake here lah when you use the product rules. Saya pun ada buat silap tadi, tertinggal dz dx. So this one you need to more exercise lah, more practice, more practice. Okay, so how about if we use the formula? Okay, the question previously is the given the implicit function is the x square y plus x z plus yz square equal to 8. To determine the dz dx, okay, partial z partial respect to the x. So the formula is a unit negative partial respect to the x, all the function whole respect to the x, partial respect to the z. Okay, so try so this one okay, respect to the x you akan dapat 2xy. Okay, plus respect to the x you akan dapat z, respect to the x kosong, respect to the x kosong. So you letak negative, and then you solve for the partial respect to the z, partial respect to the z. Okay, to the z, here ada z tak ada, kosong. Here ada z tak ada, so dia akan jadi x. Here ada z tak ada, so dia akan jadi plus 2y z. Here ada z tak ada, so dia jadi kosong. So this is the answer for the df dz partial derivative respect to the x. So you tengok balik soalan jawapan tadi sama tak? So you akan dapat jawapan yang sama here. Okay, this one direct and this one using the formula. Okay, you try to solve this one direct differentiate dengan using the formula. They're using the formula dz dy. Okay, this one ada y tak ada, you akan dapat x square. Ada y tak ada, ada y tak ada, plus z square. So ni ada y tak ada, kosong, divide respect partial respect to the z. Ada z, so dia akan dapat x plus 2y yz. So untuk ini sama dengan formula dia, negative function y function z, respect to the y, respect to the z. So try to get this one using the direct differentiate. Dapat tak jawapan sama dengan using the the formula. Okay, that's all for the implicit, either using the formula or direct differentiate. So if the question never asking what you need to do, either using the direct implicit direct implicit partial derivative or using the formula, better you use the formula. Okay. Okay, so the next topic is the chain rule. So you already know in the calculus 1 or 2, you already use the chain rule in the differentiate. So for the two variable, if the z sama dengan sy is the function of the sy, function ni maksudnya independent variable lah. Dalam saya punya term, I always mention about the independent variable. Okay, so and given the two function x equal to gt and y equal to ht, then you can form this chain rule. Okay, or three variable, the function x, y, z ataupun independent variable. Independent variable is the x, y, z. So the given the function x equals something, okay, and then you can form for the chain rule. Okay, so this one akan cancel out lah, y, so all dalam bentuk partial w dt. So this one akan jadi partial z dt. Okay, selalu question ask for this one lah, they ask for the wt and they given this function, then you need to determine the partial z respect to the t. Okay, depend on the question. Okay, commonly kalau saya prefer using the for the chain rule ni, saya prefer using the tree lah, satu line So let's say okay, let's say into variable, okay, y, let's say the example, the given the w equal x square minus y square. Kalau direct equation, okay, kalau direct simple for the chain rule, you can memorize lah this function. Okay, the w partial x respect dx dt. So this one you can be memorized. So sometimes the question, if the question have the confusing about the parameter or about the function given in the question, so the easier way you using the mapping lah. Okay, let's say this question, I will show you how you can create the chain rule punya formula based on the mapping. Okay, the given the x square minus y square, okay, and x equal t square plus 1 and y equal t cube plus t. So they given this equation and need you to determine partial w dt. Okay, partial w respect to the t. Okay, kalau based on the formula, so you tahu dia akan jadi apa tadi, this one lah, partial w dt. So dia akan jadi dx dt, dw dt dt and so on lah. Okay, dia akan jadi this formula and then you just using this formula. But by using the three linkage, okay, first thing you need to determine what is the intermediate variable. Okay, so main function is the dw dt. Okay, main function is the so if the question asks for the dw dt, okay, the question asks for the dw dt, So the main function is the W. The main function is the W. So intermediate variable is the X and Y. Okay, yang ni we call as the independent ataupun intermediate. Intermediate variable. So this one main function is the W. Intermediate variable is the X and Y. So the dependent variable is the respect to the T. So dependent variable pada T. So you buat this link. Okay, so one function, one variable, so they have the split kepada 2. When they split kepada 2, so that means this one akan jadi partial W dx. So the split pada 2, dia akan jadi partial W dy. So bila 1 to 1, dia akan jadi direct lah. So dx dt. This one direct, dy dt. Okay, and then barulah you form the equation. Okay, form the chain rule. So yang atas ni yang atas you akan multiply, yang bawah you akan multiply, and then you plus. So the question asking, so W letak sini, W, T letak ujung. W is the main function, T is the dependent function. So to form dt equal partial W partial X, okay, multiply dengan dx dt. So you plus ni, plus, ambil yang bawah pula, the bottom part, y dy dt. This is the way how you can form the chain rule. How to form the chain rule. Okay, kalau you boleh hafal lah. Kalau you tak boleh, you boleh gunakan this linkage network. Okay, so you nak dapat dw dt. So partial W partial T equal, so partial W terhadap X, this one respect terhadap X, so akan jadi 2X. So yang ni pada respect to the X, 0 lah. dx dt, so dx dt you akan dapat 2, kena multiply dengan 2t, and then plus partial tak ada y, yang this one tak ada y, so 0, ni y dia akan jadi negatif 2y. So you multiply dengan dy dt, so t jadi 3t square plus 1. So your final answer is the 4xt minus 2yt square minus 2y. Okay, so this is the way how you can form the chain rule lah. Chain rule based on the networking lah, mapping here, mapping. Okay, this if the question just like this one, okay, direct you boleh memorize lah. Tapi kalau soalan dia dalam bentuk yang agak mengelirukan, so exercise tu let's say the given the W equal X exponent Y Z. Okay, so they have the three independent variable, and the given the X equal T square, Y equal 1 negative T, okay, and Z equal 1 plus 2t. So you can form the tree. So they need to determine partial W respect to the t. Okay, partial W respect di sini tak ada t, so you need to use the chain rule. Okay, so the main function is the W, main function W, you letak W. So dia punya dependent is the T, letak T. Okay, so independent dia adalah intermediate x, y and z. Dia ada x, y and z. So and this one adalah represent for the intermediate x, y and z. And then you connect lah, connect link. Connect link. So 1 pecah 3. Bila pecah saja you tahu this one adalah partial. Partial W, partial X. So W pecah 3 jadi partial W, partial Y, partial W, partial Z. Ni 1 pecah 3. So X ni 1 1 to 1. Bila 1 to 1 dia akan jadi direct je lah. dx dt, dy dt, dz dt. So you boleh form to determine the w dt. So equal to, you ambil yang bahagian atas dulu. Okay, yang ni kalikan partial w partial x multiply dengan dx dt, and then you plus nombor 2 ni plus partial w partial y multiply dy dt, and then you plus yang bawah pula. Ok, yang z pula partial w partial z multiply dy dz. Ok, and then you just plug it in lah, differentiate and then plug it in. So partial w terhadap x, partial w terhadap x. Ok, partial w terhadap x dia jadi 1. This one constant lah, kekal lah. Exponent tu kekal lah, exponent negative yz, sebab dia tak ada x here. So this is not the product rules. So differentiate x dapat x lah, tinggal exponent x. So dx dt, so you kena multiply dengan 2t. So this one dx dt dapat 2t. Okay, so plus di partial w partial y, partial w partial y ni yang kita dah buat sebelum ni. So you jadikan differentiate bawa ke depan, lepas tu kekalkan, differentiate bawa ke depan and kekalkan. So x tu kekal lah, dia akan jadi constant. So x kekal, mana dia, x kekal. So you differentiate y and bawa ke depan. So differentiate y dapat 1 per z lah, y per z dapat 1 per z. So you and then salin balik. Ok, negatif 1 per z. Ok, negatif 1 per z, negatif 1 per z. Ok, you differentiate ya, differentiate respect to the y. So negatif 1 per z, salin balik exponent negatif y over z. Okay, and then you plus respect to the dy dt, dy dt dapat negatif 1. Okay, negatif 1. So ya, ni tak ada negatif kan, yz je, exponent yz. Okay, so ni you differentiate balik. So ya, differentiate balik, soalan ni tak ada negatif, no negatif here. So you differentiate balik. Okay, x kekal. Okay, differentiate differentiate yz, you dapat 1 per z, 1 per z, and then salin balik exponent y over z. So settle dy dt here. So respect to the t dapat negatif 1. Okay, settle. dw dz pun sama, dw dz tadi x kekal. Okay, you differentiate atas tu, you akan dapat negatif y z kuasa 2, lepas tu salin balik exponent xy, settle dy dz, you dapat multiply dengan 2. So you simplify, you akan dapat exponent YZ. So YZ. So exponent YZ ni tak ada negatif saya dah salah tadi. Okay, ni tak ada negatif. So you keluarkan exponent YZ. So you kata 2t minus x over z minus 2 xy over z kuasa 2. Okay, this is the way how you can solve for the chain rule. Okay, so yang lebih trigger lagi if you have this equation. Okay, let's say the given, kalau exercise 1, exercise 2, let's say it's the direct chain rule. Either you can use this network ni, line network ni, or you can memorize the formula. Okay, so if the question like this, apa tamat senang. Okay, if the equation like this, exercise 3, so the given the z equal exponent r cos theta. Okay, so the given r equal st and theta equal sec s kuasa 2 tambah t kuasa 2. So the question asking determine atau find partial z partial t. Okay, partial z partial t. So here and then so the main function is the z. Okay, the finding for this one, the request for the t. Okay, the request t. But here when you look at intermediate ni, r and theta, they have the s and t. So kat sini dia akan split kepada 2 lah, s and t. Kat theta ni pun dia akan split kepada 2, s and t. Okay, then dia sambung. Okay, so untuk dapatkan partial z partial t, okay, so the formula is the partial z partial t, so equal, so 1 pecah 2, so dia akan jadi partial lah, partial z partial r, partial z partial theta. Okay, so question ask for delta t, partial respect to the t. So you tengok r over t je lah, so dr dt. So this one d theta dt, yang ni dr ds, this one d theta ds. Okay, if the question ask for the dz d theta, so barulah you link kepada ds. Okay, so to form here, to form the equation, okay, you kata ni ni dr, lepas tu dia nak dt. Okay, dia nak dr dt. Okay, so you akan sambung partial z partial r. So ni 1 to 1 dia multiply dengan dr dt, and then you plus dz d theta, dz d theta, so dia nak dt, so you plus d theta d dt. Okay, kalau question ask for the dz d theta, so you kena laluan ni lah, this way lah, this way, maknanya hijau so you lalu sini dz masuk dr, lepas tu pergi ke ds. Okay, so you akan tulis dz dr multiply dr d theta, so plus, okay, dz d dz d theta partial multiply d theta d dt. Okay, so you boleh selesaikan lah, dapatkan dia punya jawapan. Okay, this is the way how you can form the equation, and then just plug it in lah, substitute the all the value lah. This one saya rasa tak ada susah lah, just you need to the more practice. So yang ni dia akan dapat S kuasa 2 tambah T kuasa 2 cert 1/2. So d theta, so you kena pakai substitute lah, U 1/2. So differentiate chain rule jugalah, using the chain rule this one, and then you can get the answer. Okay, so that's all. So we cover for the already cover whole topic for the chapter 1, several variable function, SVF, several variable function. So here as the sum of the application of the partial derivative, so we can determine the tangent plane, slope of the surface, okay, rate of the chain, small increment and approximation, and also to do for the analysis error and local extreme value. Okay, for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 application ni, they have their own step. So for the each step, just using the apa you belajar previously. Okay, how to use the partial derivative, how to limit, how to determine the domains, okay, how to higher partial derivative f(x) ke f(y)y and so on lah. So you just using that one and follow the step, and then you can solving for the application. This one I akan buat part of your project lah. But for the application of the derivative ni, ada yang keluar untuk test 1. So that's why I need you form the group, and which group select for that topic need to the present lah. Nanti saya bagi exercise, and then they need present lah how they solve for each each problem atau each exercise. Okay, sampai sini saja. So we dah complete. Nanti saya share dia punya tutorial lah, application for tutorial. After you complete your group, form the groups, so I can appoint for the each group to answer the certain question related to the application of the partial derivative. Okay, so apa-apa pun ingat apa ni, iklan dalam radio tak handsome tak apa, janji faham. Okay, thank you all.